In today's video, I'll be giving you my 5 biggest NFL player what-ifs that I could think of off the top of my head. And I say players, not scenarios, like what if the Chiefs never got Mahomes? What if Seattle ran it after one? Not that stuff. It's going to be players that had career-altering, like, things happening to them, leading them to decline, retire, or another thing that you'll understand more in the video. But if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, go Hawks. Number 5 what if player. We got former Rams and Falcons running back Todd Gurley. This dude was unstoppable with his time in the Rams, especially 2017. Holy hell, what offensive player of the year? Debatably could have won an MVP. That you could not tackle this dude. This dude was just a defense killer for 4 years with the Rams. But everyone knows arthritis in the knee started to decline over the years. Then the Rams released him after 2019. Signed with the Falcons in 2020. Just really never was the same after 2017 and 2018. Spent 1 year with the Falcons, retired, and we haven't seen him since 2020. So yeah, Todd Gurley could have ended as one of the best running backs of all time if he never had a plethora of knee injuries dating all the way back to college as well. Next up is former rookie sensation himself, Jaguars running back James Robinson, undrafted in 2020, stole the job from whoever the hell was even the Jags running back that year, but lit it up, had one of the best fantasy seasons of all time, won people fantasy championships, but then for whatever reason, Urban Meyer just hated him. They drafted a running back in 2021, the first round. They drafted Travis Etienne. At that time, it was a head scratcher. And James Robinson, in 2021, he was still solid, but then against the Jets, on a non-contact play, tore his Achilles. And then in 2022, him and Etienne split the load in the backfield. Then Breece Hall for the Jets went down, another rookie sensation with an ACL tear. Jags trade James Robinson to the Jets, and that's where it just goes to utter hell. Barely used there, had one touchdown with the Jets. They dropped him. He went to the Saints, Patriots, Giants, Packers. Just started getting passed around, and then had one carry with the Saints in 2023, and we haven't heard from him since. So the what if here is, what if Urban Meyer didn't hate him? What if he didn't have a non-contact injury? What if the Jags didn't give up on him after one amazing season? James Robinson, it sucks that you're already forgotten. You were a COVID legend. This next one is what made me want to make this video, because I still think of this like a handful of times, but what if the former number 1 overall pick from 2012 had protection? Why did the Colts hate Andrew Luck so much? Why did they never give him an offensive line? Why, after he retired, they started to actually build an offensive line? This grinds my gears. This pisses me off so much. If Andrew Luck was still playing, the Colts would have had a Super Bowl, and I'm dead serious on that. He was that good, in my opinion. Just the injuries made him retire at 29 years old. This also shows why you shouldn't do a fantasy draft before preseason is over, because stuff like this. Retired during a Colts preseason game in 2019, and then got booed for it as he was walking out of the stadium. You should have never booed him for making the best decision for his life. You should have booed the Colts staff, GM, coach, everything. that refused to give him fat men to protect his life. I'm just going to throw up a screenshot of all these injuries he had over his career because it is so sad. Made him miss so much time. Made him miss the entire 2017 season. Made him play only 7 games in 2015. Only played 15 in 2016. Player 2, and I'm sorry, these are all offensive players again. Like I said in my previous video, I'm an offense guy. I only pay attention to offense. But we have former Seahawks running back Chris Carson. Kind of like I said about Luck, I also wanted to make this video just to talk about Chris Carson. You want to talk about one of the fastest rising players in the NFL that just couldn't stop getting injured? Chris Carson. Talk about just one of the purest runners in football. Talk about one of the most bulldozing running backs in football. Talk about a power back. Talk about a mean runner. Anything positive about a running back is what I could say about Chris Carson. But injuries, man. 7th round pick in 2017, but then fractured his leg versus the Colts in 2017. Came back in 2018. We drafted Rashad Penny in the 1st round, but we still used Carson more. Had over 1,000 yards rushing, both in 2018 and 2019. But 2019, probably his best season without a doubt. But then in 2020, Tristan Hill, you still. I hate you. You dirty son of a gator rolling Carson like that. You already saw he was down, but no, you just decided to gator roll over him. You stupid asshole. F*** you. Anyways, that kept him sidelined for a little bit. Then we had to rely on Carlos Hyde. Not ideal. Carson came back, only had like 600 something rushing yards that year. Then 2021, off to a great start, but then had a neck injury either against the Vikings or the 49ers. That kept him out the rest of the season. And then we relied on Alex Collins, rest in peace. And then Rashad Penny had that amazing end in 2021. But in July of 2022, at the age of 27, Chris Carson had to retire due to a neck injury. Oh boy. What if, man? What if he just stayed healthy? I miss him so much. I miss watching him. I really do. One of my favorite running backs of all time. Just one of my favorite Seahawks of all time. And the number one biggest player what if in NFL history that I could think of, I think this is a very universal answer. I think everyone and their mother would have this on a list somewhere, somehow. The former John Mackey Award winner, Aaron Hernandez. I mean, this dude really had it all. One of the most electric college tight ends. This dude was more than a tight end. This dude was a glorified, big, heavy wide receiver that could probably play running back if he really wanted to, but everyone knows the story about him. The murders, and then in 2017, took his own life in prison. But just what if he would stay out of trouble? I honest to God think if he stayed clean, he probably would still be playing right now. And he'd probably be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tight end in NFL history. I don't know if that's a stretch to say, but he was that talented. He had everything, man. But CTE, it's bad. It's a really bad thing. And apparently he had the brain of like a 60-something-year-old at the time of when all this stuff went down. It's such a sad story, but Aaron Hernandez, number one biggest what if I could think of. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you'll never miss an upload. I will see you in the next video. Go Hawks!